How y'all doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to discuss how to start and have those conversations about getting to that next step of estate planning. Welcome back to the Life and Legacy Circle channel. My name is Eric Martin, and through these journeys we are going to help families get past that awkwardness of having those conversations about the next step and what's going to happen and who's getting what and those types of things. So I completely understand that the whole process and the conversations that you are probably having with your families are awkward. Like, how do you start them? And I'm just going to say this: blame me. I mean, just simply blame me. We do it in the real estate industry all the time. Our ownership, our management, everybody's like, if you're having an issue and you need to discuss something, blame us and then let it come back on us. So let it come back on me about having those conversations. And I mean, quite honestly, the simplest way is to just start small, start off small. If you're in a setting and you happen to be watching TV, like, take a commercial that might be discussing something like life insurance or something like that, and just ask, hey, do you have any? Are we set up with that? Mail, if mail comes in and there's bills or there's statements with, bank accounts or stocks or bonds, just simply ask, hey, are we, what's going on with this? Like, is this going to be part of the estate? Like, is this going to roll over? It's going to be awkward to talk about it and to ask, your parents or your grandparents, like, it's going to sound greedy in a sense. And, you want to make sure that your family, if you're going to be getting things or your kids are going to be getting things, it's very important to make sure that you are set up for success. And those conversations, they are awkward. But once they are started and there's an understanding that you're not doing it out of greed and you're not doing it out of like wishful thinking for the future for them or anything like that, and it's understood that you're having these conversations with them because preparation is key. And we're going to be going in that in a couple other videos about preparation and non-preparation and how that can affect the family dynamics. So if you have a very tight family dynamic, right, those conversations are are peril, quite honestly, because if and when something happens to whoever it might be that's going to be passing and willing off or leaving stuff, to know what is going on, it's going to help everybody. So those conversations are going to simply look like, hey, when you can get to that point about talking about it more openly and freely and everybody's accepting it, those conversations are going to simply look like, you know, where is the account information? Where is the stock information? Where do we have bonds? Do we have this? Where are they? Um, and those conversations will become easier to have as you do them. But starting them, I know it's going to be difficult, and that's going to be the easiest way to start them, quite honestly, is to just have that first little conversation. It's like a child talking. Like, they got to pick words and start getting better at saying those words and gaining confidence of being able to pronunciate and see colors or see this and say that and this. Going to see it's the same way about having those conversations early on. You have to pick the times, you have to pick your battles, and once the conversation is started, then everything else just kind of moves along. And like I said, as long as you and your family understand the reasoning behind the conversations as to it's going to help us afterwards, and it's more of a preparational thing more than a greed thing, never ever talk money. No monetization in it at all. Do not ask, well, how much money or how much this or how much that. It is about the product, the conversations. It is about, do you have bank accounts? Don't care about how much is in them. We just want to know if you have them and how to access them if something happens. Stocks, again, we don't care how much you have or how many dollars or per share or how many shares. We just want to know that they are here and which ones they are and how to access them. Bonds, same thing. Again, keep the money aspect out of it and just keep it to the basic product level. And those conversations won't seem like greed. They're going to seem informational for whoever you're talking to about it. Because when you're not bringing up, well, how much money is here, or how many stocks do you have here, or how many bonds, or what are they worth, or this and that, that I think is going to where a lot of families have problems because they find out the monetary value of what they're getting. And it does kind of flip and change a mindset in people as to how they go about conversations, how they go about um, presenting it or discussing it. So if you can keep the money aspects out of the conversations, you will have a lot better success at being prepared and having that communication back and forth with those that need it. So our next couple of videos, we're going to discuss some other things, but if you want, you can go back, check out some of these other videos. Be sure to subscribe, check out more and more of these videos for more and more information on how to have conversations to be prepared for when something happens.